Alright guys, and welcome to Pneumaticcraft. This is my Spotlight Part 2. This is going to be miscellaneous blocks, miscellaneous machines, and just all around, just kind of some cool stuff you can do with Pneumaticcraft. This stuff can be used with, say, the assembly line or the helmet, or depending on what you want to do with it, depends on what you can do with it. It's really interesting, so let's get into it. The first thing is the omnidirectional hopper. This is a basic hopper. The one cool thing is, though, it can go from any direction. See, I have it going from the bottom into the chest, from this chest into that chest. The way it works is just click on the direction you want to go. So say we want to go there, and it goes there. There, and it goes there. So basically, this is just a cool way to transport items. It's pretty cheap. All it is compressed iron and a chest, just like a regular hopper. It's just a little bit more expensive. These things can also take upgrades, so like speed upgrades. Click over here, and it tells you does 10 items per second. Take out the upgrades, it's 2.5. I'm gonna go over upgrades here when the next spotlight, but for now, everything in here just about can use an upgrade. So we're gonna go over to the pneumatic door. The pneumatic door itself doesn't do anything. You have to have the pneumatic base. We're gonna go over the pneumatic door. Just compressed iron like a door, and pneumatic base, the pneumatic cylinder, compressed iron, and a pressure tube. So the cool thing with this is that you can use like a redstone signal. Right now I have a camouflage on it. So say if you want to look at your house, you can pull whatever block. So you want stone, you can put a stone in there, and it looks just like a regular thing. Waylo will tell you what it is. They'll tell you that it's a door base. I also have a speed upgrade in this as well. So that's kind of cool. The other thing is it has a redstone behavior. So I have to be nearby and looking to open this door. This is not the default setting. This is just a setting I always have it set on. So you have to look at the door and be nearby and open the door. You can also use like a wooden door. So click on the door, opens and closes. But this is the default setting. Is player is nearby. So if you're nearby, it's going to open and close. This thing also has speed upgrades in it. So if I go near it, that's how fast it is. I just have speed upgrades in it. Like I said, upgrades can be put in almost any of these. Click on the upgrades and it tells you exactly what upgrade it can go into. One thing to note is this does have a security upgrade in it, but it does not stop other players from accessing it. It's just a built-in safety tube for the pneumatic machine. So that's just one thing to know of, and one other cool thing, just because I can do it, it's green wool. Next thing is the aerial interface. This is really kind of interesting. You can do a lot of things with this. It is expensive though, so you are going to need the wood, skeleton head, 200 pearls, pressure chamber window or pressure chamber, pneumatic or a Pneumaticcraft hopper, and an advanced pressure tube. But here's the cool thing you can do with it. So come over here, pull this out. So the way I have this set up is if it goes in to any of the sides, from what I understand, this is the most recent version. If an item goes into the side, so we'll grab this hopper, put it right there, and we're gonna put, let's put chest in there. It doesn't have pressure right now. It has to have pressure. It has to have 10 bars to 20 bars. So this is an advanced machine. It can also take upgrades, security and volume upgrades, basic upgrades. So the other thing is, if it comes from the bottom, you see the little helmet icon? I have helmets in here that are full of pressure. So the reason for this is how I would use it. So say you have a helmet on. So I just put the chest in my inventory, and I put a helmet on my head. So say your helmet's gonna be running out of bars and it's already dead, and you want to go find whatever you look for. Say like you're in a PvP world or something, you're just flying around trying to find stuff, and your pneumatic helmet runs out of air. Just take off your pneumatic helmet, and it puts in another one for you. It's really kind of an interesting device. They kind of give a few things you can do with it. So let's just put the chest back in here, and it comes back in my inventory. So the example they use is, say you're in a a tunnel or something, and you want to have torches in your inventory at all times. You can use it for that. The thing is though, if you put a hopper leaving this, it'll empty out your hotbar. So that is not going to be helpful for you to, say, clear out your inventory here. It just adds items in your hotbar or under your head. That's how it works right now. And then next thing is the item cannon. We'll get back to the item cannon here in just a second. Actually, we got to get rid of all these helmets in here. Let's break that. We're gonna be seeing a lot of stuff. That is probably the coolest thing about Pneumaticcraft is this pneumatic helmet, and that'll be here in a future episode. Next thing is the item cannon. The item cannon does basically what you think it does. It shoots items. So you need a cannon barrel, a cannon stone base, a pressure tube, and cobblestone slabs. I can't show how this works right now. We're gonna get into the GPS devices later, but this is how it's set up. So you just run pressure to it, and it has redstone behavior, redstone signal, however you want to do it. Has upgrades. Like I said, I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit more when I get to the GPS, because I'll shoot some TNT and stuff like that. Actually, let's put some TNT in my inventory, just so I don't forget. Alright, so we're going to come over here. Next thing is the elevator. So you have to have an elevator base, elevator collar, and an elevator frame. So let's look at those recipes real quick. So first, let's go over the base. So you're going to need the burst plant seed plastic, which if you watched my first episode, I showed you how to get plastics. And then you have your pneumatic cylinders, and that gives you 4. A lot of these recipes give you 4 of just about everything. So if we go to the frames, also gives you 4, just get pressed. And the collar, there it is. The collar is flying flower plastic and slime plant plastic and a redstone. So it's pretty cheap. It's really kind of cool. It also takes pressure, so we'll just have a look at it real quick. So the way it works is you put the elevator bases on top of each other to expand the length. So right now I have it set for 12 extensions. So I'll break this. And we'll look at it again. And now it's set for only 4 meters. So we'll put this base back there, and we're back to 12. Okay, go 12 high. So here's the cool thing. So the way it works is you put the collar 1 block above the floor you're on. So I'm on floor 1. You can also rename these. They changed a lot of the way this mod pack works. I'm not quite sure how to change the numbers or anything like that, but it numbers them 1, 2, 3, 4, and as long as they're minimum 4 blocks away, it'll add another floor to it. So let's go up to floor number 2. The other cool thing is if you put an item on this, it will also lift items as well, so you can kind of use it like with droppers and stuff like that, and then put them up to the next floor. You can kind of program this a little bit. So we're on floor 2. The other cool thing is, so we'll go back to the bottom, this thing also takes upgrades. So if you want to increase the speed, you can do speed upgrades, volume upgrades, and security upgrades. Security is only for built-in valves, even though you kind of wish you can make it so certain people can't use it. That's not how it works. It has your redstone behavior, depending on how you want to do it. And here's your floor names. Here's how you change your names of your floor. I actually just discovered this. So that's how you change your floor name. Say if you want to be 1, 2, 3, whatever. Alright, so that's the elevator. Let's hop over here. Next thing is the universal sensor. This is kind of cool. This is the only thing that I know of right now that uses the ender plant plastic, which comes from the end or killing endermen. Endermen are usually the easiest way to get it, or they kind of just drop them every once in a while. And then you need the chopper plant plastic and a printed circuit board. This is really kind of cool. There's a lot of things you can do with this. Right now, I wasn't able to get it to work completely, but we'll grab the upgrades out of here. Like I said, I'll go over the upgrades here in the next few episodes. Increase the range. Range tells you exactly what the range is, so you can see this blue line box thing. So anything within the range is how it's going to work. And then you can put in a dispenser upgrade. And then I'll go over that here in just a second. Let's go with the player upgrade. Go to player. Go to players with the range, and pick up items. So the way this thing works is it puts off a redstone signal. So let's turn off my magnet. So the way I have it set right now is when I pick up an item, it'll go off. So we'll drop that, pick it up, redstone signal. There is a way to set this up where if anybody walks within range, it will set up redstone signal. For some reason, it's not working today. I'm not quite sure why. So we'll go back out of this. This is the cool thing though. Put the dispenser upgrade in it. And you have consistent and world. If you go into consistent, it just tells you if there's a player around, it'll be consistent. Actually, that's a filter. Or if you go into world, this is the cool thing. So if it's daylight, it'll put off a redstone signal. Or if it's raining, it'll put off a redstone signal. So let's make it rain real quick. Rain on. Redstone signal. So it does a lot of really kind of cool things you can do with it. So I'll open it back up. And you can go into all these. It ticks lag. So if you want to know like what the tick lag of the server is, you can tell with this. Or if you want to do how many people are on the server up to, 15 people per server, it'll tell you. So if I do players on server, I get 1. Because I'm doing a single player world. I'm the only one here. So you can kind of use a lot of redstone. If you're really good at redstone, this is probably the machine for you. The other thing is do the time and a weather forecast. So if it's going to rain, it'll put off more of a redstone signal. Right now the rain shut off, so it's not going to do anything. So you can kind of play with this a lot. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. A lot of potential with this thing. This thing is just really cool. So We're going to go back over here. Go to the next device, the GPS. This is really cool. Let me empty out my inventory. Oops. Put on the helmet. Open this up, grab a GPS. So the way this thing works is this works with a lot of machines. A lot of upgrades, a lot of different things. This is actually helpful. This is kind of not much of a miscellaneous tool, but it is at the same time. So we're going to head over here just to show how to use the item cannon. So the item cannon needs an area to fire. So what you do is you shift, right click, and you have your coordinates. The other thing you can do is you can just right click with it and change your coordinates however you want. X, Y, Z, add, plus, however you want to do it. You use a lot of drones and that kind of stuff. So we're going to click on here, put the GPS in there, and it's now moving and it shows you exactly what direction it's looking at. So we're going to put a piece of TNT in there, and redstone signal. Oh, so we do need a lever. Grab a lever. A lot of these things have changed since the last update. So we'll click, and it fires. For some reason that was really weird. Okay. Oh, there it is. Fired the items. So the last time this was updated, you could put an item in here and say you put TNT in here. Let's just put one. Fire it off, and what it would do is it would give the TNT a redstone signal, and then when it landed, it would explode. This update, it does not do that. It might be over here. Let me double check. Alright, let's try it one more time. Like I said, I'm playing with this a lot lately, so a lot of it's changed, a lot of it's different, so it should be landing around here somewhere. There it is. Alright, so it does not add a redstone signal anymore. So the GPS can be used for a lot of different things. Used for drones, can be used with the helmet, so we're going to be looking at the GPS a lot. But just for the miscellaneous stuff, it's kind of cool. The other thing is this air canister. These air canisters are kind of cool. It's basically stored energy. So we're going to go over here. It's a charging station. We'll be going over that when we go over machines. So right now there's zero bars. There's zero pressure in this system. Well, say if you're going to set up a new system and you want more pressure, however you want it to work, you want to charge it. Just put it in the charging station and it increases your pressure until it equals out. So that's kind of the air canisters. They're really cool. A lot of them are used in like recipes and stuff. So we'll actually look at those real quick. So here are the recipes for the air canister. It's just compressed iron, a pressure tube, and redstone. And it can be used in a lot of different things. So here's your tools, the items. Just a lot of different things you can do with it. So it's not only useful as an item itself, it's also in recipes. This is really cool. This is where you get into the fun stuff. This is the vortex cannon. This thing is really cool. We'll go to the vortex cannon. I'll show you the recipe real quick. So it's red plastic, which is helium, air canister, and a lever. So we're going to grab this. This is really kind of cool. So the way this works is it shoots pressure, air pressure. So we're going to go over here real quick. And this is what happens to a regular mob. It doesn't kill them. It just pushes them away. Doesn't do items, but it pushes the mobs away. So say if you're fighting a creeper or something and you want to push it away, you can do that. This is the secondary use for it. So we got sheep, right? Click on the sheep. Oh, we just sheared the sheep. This is just kind of really cool. This is something new. I don't believe this was in the last one. But you can just use it to push mobs around and shear sheep. So that's the miscellaneous kind of added on items and blocks. Next time we go over stuff, we're going to be going over all the machines. We're going to go over the modules, the assembly line, and the upgrades. Actually, we'll probably go over the upgrades first, and then we'll go over the machines and stuff. Because the upgrades, there's a lot of upgrades. There's kind of all of them. And that's just a preview for next time. So, hope to see you guys on my next video. Thanks for stopping by.